Hi guys, today is my first video and I've decided to make vegetable pakora. It's a really easy recipe and it really doesn't take long at all. So, what we're going to start off with, I've got a mixing bowl here and I've got about a cupful of gram flour or besan. You can see right here. And all we're going to do, I've already got my vegetables cut up right here. So I've got broccoli, carrots, onions, spring onions, cut up chilies, and slices of potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make potatoes on their own and then the mixed vegetables together. And you can use whatever vegetables you want. And then I've got some herbs and some coriander just to add some flavour to it. So what we're going to do is I've got my cupful of gram flour in here, and I'm going to add just, actually I'm going to add my spices first. So about a teaspoon of salt, and then a little bit of, I'd say like quarter, not even a quarter of a teaspoon of red chili powder. I'm going to put about half a teaspoon of garam masala. Then I'm going to put a touch of hing in it. I've got ground up jeera, cumin powder. I'm going to put about 3/4 of a teaspoon. It tastes really nice in the pakora. And then I'm going to put about a teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon of coriander powder. It's basically just dried up coriander powder. And all these herbs you can get from a local Indian store. I think even Walmart sells it nowadays. So. Okay, so now all our herbs and spices are in here. What we're going to do now is basically gradually add a little bit of water in, very slowly. Let's get a big mixing spoon. And just very gradually add the water. I'll just show you. And you want to put a little bit in because you don't want it to be lumpy. Just keep mixing. Okay, so I've added the water now and I've mixed it up, and as you can see it's a thick, pasty type consistency. If you find you've put too much water in, you can just add more gram flour. That's not a problem. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to add the coriander. Just freshly cut small pieces. Just a handful. So add that in there. And now I've actually decided to, I think I want to put the potatoes in together and just make it a bit easier. So I'm just going to add some onions, carrots, spring onions, just add a little bit of everything. And I'm just going to cut these broccoli into little smaller pieces. So it's a nice recipe. You can add whatever vegetables you like and just customize it. And in India they make pakora when it's raining. Today's raining, so it's a perfect day to make them. with some nice hot tea. Okay, so add a few more onions. See all those vegetables in there. Just going to give it a quick stir. So you want it so all the batter can cover all of it. So when you put it to fry, it's just going to be like a lump. It's not going to be runny at all. I'm actually going to add a few more potatoes and onions. If you want, you can actually just taste it for the salt. It doesn't taste too good right now, but it will do in a few minutes. And if you look at that, see that it's all kind of binded together. Just I might add a few more onions. Okay, so I've made the mixture now. As you can see, it's all mixed up. I added a little bit more ground flour because it was a bit too thin, and a bit more salt. So now, just test out if the oil is hot enough. Just focus down here. See, it's fizzing and it'll rise to the top, which it did, so that means that the oil is hot enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a little cluster on the spoon, not too big, and I'm just going to release it onto here all together. See that? Just going to add another one. Just about that size. Actually, a little bit smaller. That should be about right. And just drop that in there. Just be careful that everything is together and it's not separated. I've put about 4 to 5 in at once. You don't want to go crazy because you need to keep control of what you're doing as well. Just going to drop this one in. Okay, so now I'm just going to turn this one over, see how it's doing. I thought the oil's a little bit too hot, so I'm going to turn it down. Okay, now if you can just have a look at the colour, it's a golden brown, and when it comes to that colour on both sides, it means that it's ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press this against the side to release any excess oil. Have a napkin here, paper towel, just to absorb any oil that we didn't catch. So once it's golden brown on one side, you just turn it over and wait for it to be golden brown on the other side. Okay, so here is the finished product. As you can see, a fairly decent size, golden brown all over, and they are best served hot with a green chutney. That'll be another recipe for another time, but until then, I hope you enjoyed this recipe and good luck. Thank you.